And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. The word for cause is poieo, meaning to make, to be the authors of the cause. That was from the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. And this is in regards to the mark of the beast, which is today known as a biometric device, an RFID chip to be more specific, or in some places called an NFC chip. All right. And before I continue, I must give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahawashi, Ba'ashim Akakwadash, for allowing me to do another lesson, for putting the spirit on me to warn and edify. Double honors to the elder apostles. Yahweh is who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahawashi is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and there's no God beside them. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for being faithful witnesses to the Holy Spirit, and salutations to the elect. It's just not right. Major venues now pushing people for using cash versus plastic. Fans heading to Yankee Stadium hoping to pay in cash at the iconic ballpark for their favorite concessions have been thrown a curveball: go cashless or pay extra. As the Wall Street reports, Noah Kamala, a 41-year-old New Yorker, found out the hard way. Looking to enjoy some popcorn and soda at a game, Kamala was shocked to discover that his cash was as good as obsolete. Instead, he was directed to a reverse ATM where he inserted $200 only to receive a debit card with $196.50 after he was hit with a $3.50 service fee for the convenience of going cash free. It's just not right. Kamala told the outlet, echoing the sentiments of other New Yorkers shocked that was used to save your money. Let me read that again. It's just not right. Kamala told the outlet, echoing the sentiments of other New Yorkers shocked that what used to save you money, cash payments, now cost more. In some cases, transaction fees have soared more than $6 just for the privilege of spending your own funds. Indeed, cashless venues and restaurants are popping up across the country, forcing cash lovers to either adapt or pay up as the war on cash continues. And again, I direct you to the word cause in the book of Revelation 13, verse 16, meaning to produce, bear, shoot forth, to make a thing out of something. Now it says reverse ATMs like those at Yankee Stadium are now common at cashless venues and restaurants across the country as a way to cater to those who prefer paying in cash. Right. But as we just read, it's not really it's no there's no advantage for you to pay in cash. Because even if you go to reverse ATM, you're penalized for using their services on top of, any other things that you may want to buy. So it says people who want to pay their parking tickets, tolls, taxes, phone bills in cash, meanwhile often learn that government agencies and businesses have outsourced that option to companies that usually charge a fee. All that can amount to a penalty on the people who prefer paying cash. Though it is more common to buy things with cards and mobile devices, cash remains the third most popular way to pay. accounting for 16% of all payments in 2023, according to the Federal Reserve. That's down 2 percentage points from the year before, continuing a steady decline that accelerated during the, and you see quite clearly what's going on here, right? You have eyes to see. You see quite clearly what's going on here and how effective the pandemic was, the 2020 situation. Now it says, it's not just about convenience or the speed of transactions. Critics argue that the move sidelines those who rely on cash, often the young, the elderly, or the poor. To let my 13-year-old go buy a slushie at the amusement park, I'm already out $6, said Prudence Weaver, 41, who says she would rather be able to use cash on trips to the zoo and other venues versus paying fees for debit cards. Right. And it's like, I've noticed that too in certain instances. Let's say you do, get some food or something, you pay with your card, that comes with a fee. But I'm guessing that the underlying message is like the lesser of two evils, to where it's more to use cash than to pay with a debit card. But it says, I understand that there is a place for electronic payment, but I don't think it should be the only option. All right? And whoever's saying that don't understand prophecy. As we just read, I'll keep reading from 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right? So as we see the scriptures unfolding, this mark would have to coincide with buying and selling. Right? Which makes perfect sense that it's the RFID chip. Right? The RFID chip, right now, as we all know, is on your card. I've did a video on this in times past, that in our debit cards, right, when you try to go and swipe, which was the thing in times past, you swipe your card and, your transaction is approved. Now, if you have a chip card, it won't, like, the machine will give you trouble if you try to swipe it. You got to insert your card or tap. Right? It's all gradualism towards the mark of the beast. It's all gradualism towards taking an RFID chip. All right? We always reference the source of Amoruso and his close friendship with Nick Rockefeller. And he clearly said that he wants to chip the people. Right? Which he said they would call it the Amero. All right? Whatever they call it is going to be an RFID chip. It's unbelievable that we actually have to tell retailers this is U.S. currency and it's something that should be accepted, said Jonathan Alexander, Executive Director of the Consumer Choice and Payment Coalition, a group of businesses and nonprofits lobbying for the continued acceptance of cash. The backlash has spurred some action. States like Colorado and Rhode Island have pushed back, banning cashless retail establishments. Right? That's going to bring out a lot of riots, and that's going to bring a lot of even more of a divide between a nation. On Capitol Hill, lawmakers are battling around bills that would make it mandatory for businesses to accept cash for purchases under $500. But the future of these efforts remains uncertain. In the meantime, companies like ReadyRef are cashing in, literally doubling their shipments of reverse ATMs to keep up with demand from businesses ditching traditional cash transactions. It has been a pretty wild shift, said Will Pine, senior vice president. Probably one of the biggest we've seen for a specific product in such a short amount of time. And again, when you look at the aspect of gradualism, which pretty much means, you know, slow change over a long period of time. Years back, they were talking about you either pay with exact change or you don't pay cash at all because, they lowered the amount of coins that, quarters and dimes that they had in rotation. So people not having exact change, they just had to pay with their card. And now we see this. So it's coming towards prophecy. Even as venues pocket fees from these new systems, the debate rages on whether this shift truly serves the public or merely lines the pockets of corporate giants. As stadiums, and people are asleep. Because that's the new wave of things. All right, central banks, are looking at various, central, various digital currencies. All right, major world leaders are looking at transacting with various goods with digital currencies. So that's the new wave now. At stadiums, amusement parks, and beyond, the cost of going cashless continues to climb, and it's everyday consumers who are footing the bill. So next time you head out to a ball game, remember, bring your plastic or be prepared to pay up. Now I want to jump into that other. Let's see what this one is about. So this is from the Wall Street Journal. All right, this is from last year. So it says paper money diehards refuse to fold. Many businesses take payment only by card or phone, but a pro-cash movement is urging people to resist, defy, don't comply. All right, they want me to make a description, which is not happening. But yeah, that's another way, we know we're that much closer, which is called loyalty. How about Shimi? I was shot for that, man. The Apostle Ramlab. Let me see if I got that cue. All right, bear with me 1 second, Aki. Yeah, so this is something the Apostle Ramlab was just going into maybe a half an hour ago, where it says technocracy, news, and trends. I'm about to, keep this on deck. But it says, U.S. Department of Commerce to digitize the identities of all Americans receiving public benefits. Right, and again, just to go to show you that this is the world we're living in now. Everything is going digital. With those who receive public benefits, such as EBT, WIC, food stamps, and things of that nature, they rely on the government. Right? So it makes sense that the ones that rely on you the most, you're gonna push this new digital shit on them. You're gonna push this new digital stuff on them a lot more. And then it's gonna trickle down to everybody else because to renew your license, to basically everything that's critical for you to live in a society, you're gonna have to. It's gonna be digitized, right? And then on to the ultimate goal, which the Lord calls it the mark of the beast. right? Which I just told you, brothers, for those who don't know, is an RFID chip. You can keep your public benefits at a price, your freedom. The federal government has adopted a whole of government campaign to enforce, and mind you, they're going to start using words like force, enforce, mandatory. All right, because they tired of playing games. All right, in the beginning of that, that 2020 situation, the CV 2020, things were voluntary until it wasn't. And then at the mandatory stage, people were losing their jobs until when the smoke cleared, and then it found out that people were dropping unalive because of that. Now Esau had a new tune. Now this devil had a new tune. But the scriptures tell us to never trust our enemy. So it says the federal government has adopted a whole of government campaign to enforce the adoption of a universal ID. When universal basic income is adopted in the future, only the tagged and bagged will be on the list. All others can eat sawdust. This is the heartbeat of technocracy that has been in place since 1932. And we must remember that this man is known as a thief. It tells us in the book of John 10 that he comes to kill, to steal, and to destroy. Right? So as he's introducing the world to his image and then unto his mark, it's going to destroy you. Right? It's going to physically destroy you. It's going to spiritually destroy you. Then it's going to physically destroy you. Right? Whereas this devil is as death. Everything he offers you is death. All right? The point I was going to make before I forget is that there's this movie called I think it's called, let me see. Yeah, check this. Brothers got to check this one out. It's called Implanted. And pretty much everyone that took the mark of the beast, took the microchip, they did so because of their dire financial situations. And as you see the pain and agony of this woman, she very soon regretted it. I gotta watch that. I'm gonna watch it again myself. This is the book of Psalms chapter 10, verse 7. Right? And this is talking about the wicked, if you didn't know. His mouth, which the wicked is Esau Edom, according to Malachi 1 and 4. Esau Edom, which is known as the red man that will rule the earth, all right, is today the Caucasian man, the redneck. In layman's terms. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. All right? And who are those Let me go back to that article. Who are those in need of governmental assistance or public benefits? The poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. So if that Shalakia, my fault. I want to see what it says in the NLT there. Then we're going to close out. It says, they think nothing bad. Okay, let me start at verse 7. In the NLT again, on the right-hand side there. Their mouths are full of cursing, lies, and threats. Trouble and evil are on the tips of their tongues. They lurk in ambush in the villages, waiting to murder innocent people. They are always searching for helpless victims. Like lions crouch, and at this point in time, we all helpless, with all this, everything's so goddamn expensive to live, like lions crouch in hiding, they wait to pounce on the helpless. Right? They actually live by a saying called problem, reaction, solution, or order ab chaos. Right? To where they cause a problem, knowing that the people will react and they would, it would destroy their lives and therefore they would need help. And a solution would therefore have you in the net. Right? Again, going back to the 2020 situation, you had a new syndrome at that. It's called, I think it's called something. The acronym is SAD, right, which is wild in itself. SAD, right? But it pretty much goes into a sudden adult, DEATH syndrome, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Okay, that's what it is. Yep. This is a new thing on the earth. That's the net that he drew you into. Let me look up one other thing. Whoo! Come on, man. So for you brothers that didn't know, so pretty much what I did, right? I seen that it says U.S. Department of Commerce to digitize the identities of all Americans receiving public benefits. So I looked at what types of people receive public benefits. So it says higher levels of benefits receipt are more common among poor families with children. Okay, going back again into verse 10. He croucheth and let me start at verse 9. 8. He sitteth in a lurking place. of the villages, I'm reading in the KJV now, in the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily, or they are always set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. Which another word for the poor is the helpless. All right? And is it not written according to the curses that Israel, they would go to their enemies for the want of all things. He would get above thee very high, and that would come down very low. All right? So your tribes, you are in trouble. As a matter of fact, the time of Jacob's trouble was in great financial distress is on his way. Even greater, because Jake pretty much always been in financial distress, but even greater. All right? So much so that for some, you'll be eating your kids. That's scary times is coming. But it says, he hath said in his heart, God hath forgotten. I'm sorry, let me start at verse 9 again. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. So with that, shalom to the elect.